I am Nikhil Kumar. I am professor in the Department of English of Veer Kunwar Singh University, Ara, in Bihar, in India. Today, I wish to speak on the topic deconstruction and Shri Aurobindo. When we study 19th century linguistics, we find that there is a discovery in it, according to which an evolution of language is taking place. That is to say, the language undergoes evolution which is continuous. Later on, in the 20th century, we have a Swiss linguist, Ferdinand de Saussure. He discovers something in this evolution of language. He finds that there is something in the language which is constant, and that constant is universal. So this is what which goes to differentiate the 20th century linguistics from the 19th century linguistics. 19th century linguistics is called diachronic linguistics. 20th century linguistics is called synchronic linguistics. So Saussure discovers universal at the base of language, and it is on the very principle of the universal that evolution of language is taking place. This universal is the basic structure which exists on the plane of abstraction. But later on, in the 60s of the 20th century, there comes a French thinker, Jean Derrida. He publishes a series of research articles in some journals, and with the publication of Derrida's research articles, and further with the publication of Roland Barthes' book, The Death of the Author, a new era begins in the world of literary theory. So prior to the coming of this new era, the era which existed and which is marked with Ferdinand Saussure, is called structuralism. And this new era which emerges with the publication of the articles of Derrida and Barthes is called post-structuralism. So this is also called deconstruction. Deconstruction is in fact not an evolutionary change. It is something which is a retrograde. It is because of the fact that Derrida denies the existence of the one universal. He rejects the existence of one universal. He encapsulates his vision of deconstruction in a word which he coins after combining two words, differ and differ, that is difference. These two words encapsulates Derrida's vision of deconstruction. Differ means different, differ means the postponement. Something new emerges. As a result of the denial of the one universal, Derrida finds that there is no stability in the signification of the text. No stability at all there. And it is on account of such denial, Derrida speaks of what he expresses in French, sauce Rachel. Gayatri Chakravarti Spivak translate this sauce Rachel in the term under erasure. In his book Grammatology, which was translated by Spivak, Derrida says that each act of reading of a text is a preface to the next, and in the next reading the previous one is denied, the previous one is negated. So in such denial, in such negation, actually it is the negativity which is found at the base of deconstruction. So the issue of instability, the issue that there is nothing stable in the text, is at the core of deconstruction, and this thing has arisen as a result of the denial of the existence of one universal. Such a vision of Derrida brings us very closer to a scientist who at the subatomic level of matter finds that particle is converted into wave and wave into particle. For some time it is particle which comes into the vision of the scientist. But when due to certain reason there is a change in the thought of the mind of the experimenter, that the very particle disappears and wave comes into the vision of the scientist. So here also there is no stability, there is no stable vision. The element of unstable persists there in the vision of the scientist. Nothing is decided, whether it is particle which is the absolute truth, whether it is the wave. Therefore, a well-known scientist, German scientist, Werner Heisenberg, speaks of the principle of uncertainty. So he finds that there is uncertainty at the base of the matter. So such a scientific vision which comes into the mind of Heisenberg, Niels Bohr and other scientists is exactly the same which comes into the vision of Derrida, which comes into the vision of deconstruction. This unstable is there. So when we look into the mind of Derrida, or to say deconstructionist, and Heisenberg and his fellow scientists, we find that it is the separativity of consciousness which works at the base of their visions. So separative principle of consciousness is here. When we look into this separativity itself, we find that the phenomenon of separation is there from something which is integral. And something is separated from something integral, that very separated thing is under the control of, under the gravitational control of that one origin, transcendent origin. This is what we find in the solar phenomenon. Earth has come out of sun. This is a planet of the sun. So many planets have come out of the sun, but they are finally regulated by the sun itself. So what Saussure says, that there is something constant, and towards that constant the language is evolving. So evolution is going on. Evolution is a scientific fact also. In the world of science, biological sciences, there is a discovery of the evolution of species. Darwin speaks of the evolution of species. Derrida speaks of the evolution of species. Though it is the evolution of species, but it has also been discovered by so many academic luminaries that the evolution of consciousness is also going on. When we compare two different species, the higher species, when we compare with the lower one, we find the difference of consciousness. And the higher consciousness is found to be evolving in that very higher species. When we take the word very evolution and concentrate into it, penetrate into it, we find the existence of something one. That one is universal, that one is transcendent, and that survives the mortality. That survives the mortality. And that very one has been discovered by the structuralist. And not only structuralist, when we come into the domain of the yogic and spiritual findings of Sri Aurobindo, who is admittedly a soul who has descended from the unknown eternal heights, the evidence of which we find in his literary works like The Life Divine and Savitri. The evolution of consciousness cannot be denied, and that very evolution of consciousness is at the base. So, the very separativity which is at the base of the deconstruction, in fact, eclipses a higher truth. And we have to get rid of, we have to come out of the eclipsed vision which is there in the separativity of consciousness, in the gravitational pull of which Derrida, Barthes and others are there. So this very separativity of consciousness creates a chaos. So there is the existence of universal. Every logic speaks of the existence of one universal or one transcendent. When we deny the existence of one universal, when we deny the existence of one transcendent, there will be no existence itself. There will be no existence itself. Linguistic sign is stated to be arbitrary. But this very arbitrary nature of a literary sign comes to evolve into what is called revelatory. A revelatory feature evolves in a linguistic sign when we examine the linguistic science of the mantric poetry. So it is the arbitrariness which comes to be the ground, arbitrariness within a sign comes to be the ground for the denial of the existence of one divine. The arbitrary nature of a linguistic sign is true, but it is true only up to the plane of intellectual mind consciousness, which is under the gravitational pull of the separativity of consciousness. In the world of literature, we have a large number of poems or poetic works which are categorized as the writings of the plane of spiritual consciousness. In Sanskrit we have Vedas, Upanishad, Gita, they all are categorized as spiritual writings. The literature of the Romantic Revival period of English literature is also writing of the spiritual mind consciousness. Spiritual mind consciousness is that plane of mental consciousness where we have the realization of the one divine. As a result of the realization of the one divine, the very separativity of consciousness begins to decay. And as a result of the separativity or decay of the separativity of consciousness, the revelatory nature in sign evolves. So, Sri Aurobindo speaks of a poetry which he calls mantra or mantric poetry, and mantric poetry is revelatory in nature. It reveals the existence of one transcendent divine out of which this creation has come into existence. That very one is at the base of the evolution. The very denial of the one transcendent, whatever it may be, but the very denial of this one will demolish all the literary visions, all the scientific visions, and the academic vision itself, the spiritual vision itself. So deconstruction requires to evolve into this spiritual consciousness which visualizes the existence of one divine. That's all. Thank you very much.